Hi guys, I'm live. How you guys doing? Um, Sorry for my relative absence on YouTube the last day or so. First of all, I got like 11 hours sleep last night, and I didn't even have time to do a live till later in the morning. And in Studio 666, all I was able to do with the time I had was I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick acoustic version. I'm going to do another take of that probably soon. But I always like to go live and just ramble, and I haven't done much of that. But in my defense, I was watching some really heavy, not literally heavy, but deep videos on YouTube yesterday that got me thinking, and I wanted to get my head around what I was watching before I commented on it. I'm watching some stuff, and I'd like to comment on what I feel about it. Okay. There's such a thing as there's the planet Saturn. You can almost spell Satan from the letters in Saturn. Oh, there's only one A short because there are two A's in Satan, only one A in Saturn. And not only that, but Saturn Earth used to have a twin sun. There used to be two suns, or the sun, what we now call the sun, and Saturn. Saturn was a second sun millions of years ago, or billions, or whatever the number is. And thus the weekend is Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was one of the suns, and Sunday is still the sun. And that's those 2 days we call the weekend. And Saturn is like kind of an evil planet. I want to go on about it. It's a sixth planet from the sun. So it's associated with being trapped. Because six. There's the best way to trap someone is in a cube. And the cube has six sides, two sides covered for each I think they call it each direction of motion. So if you want to go this way, you got two sides. If you want to go this way, you got two sides. If you want to go this way, you got two sides. So a box is six sides and a perfectly way of trapping someone. And Saturn has us all trapped by making rules and people that have power telling us what to do and blah, 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 blah. And interestingly, 666 is the number of the beast, and interestingly, my birthday is 12666, so something's going on there. I'm not sure what exactly. But I hear that this whole like solar system was all, in fact, maybe universe was built by this evil god named Yaldabaoth, who Christians call God, but he's actually an evil being created by Sophia by mistake. And he's an evil god, and this is all, we're all trapped here. And when you die, you have to go through layers of security and layers of being trapped before you're free. And the seventh final layer you get to before you're finally free, and very few people do get there, is run by Saturn. Saturn is the last layer of trappedness, and very few people even make it to a significant layer at all. There's 7 layers, and if you go through each of the layers, you can become free of all this. But we're definitely not. We're not even died yet. And when you die, if you don't make it through all of them, including Saturn, you just come right back and you're born again. Literally, not Christian sense of I'm born again, but you actually get reincarnated, and you forget what you did and who you were and who you are, and you start all over again. And I'm studying this. Interestingly, if you unwrap a box, you get a cross, which also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares in it. So a cross that so many people reverence as sacred and holy, and the way Jesus died. Why didn't they just put an electric chair? If that would have been the method, maybe would we all be worship? Would we all think electric chairs were sacred? LOL. But anyway, all a cross is, or at least a cross is also an unfolded box. And go on. There's so many symbols of this in society. Boxes. We all live in houses, which are basically boxes. We work in cubicles, which are boxes. We drive in cars, which are boxes of sorts. I mean, they're fancy looking and not perfect square, but they're basically boxes. Black is popular color because it's symbolic of being of evil and darkness. And when you graduate from high school or college, you get a square black thing. It's square and black, and there's all this symbolism. I think lawyers have it. I think that there's sacred cube. I think Islam has a sacred cube or something, and there's all the symbolism that it all goes back to Saturn. And like I said, I was born on 12/6/66, so I'm probably I don't know what that means, but maybe I'm either very, very trapped, or maybe I'm here to untrap people, or maybe nothing. I don't know. Something tells me there's something to the sixes. I'm just not sure what. And then I'm also learning that I believe that there's the Earth. The Earth is actually hollow, in my belief. There has to be something in the center of the Earth. It's either solid iron, or as I believe, there's inner space inside the Earth, and beings live there and come out through the South Pole. And that's where a lot of so-called UFOs, many of them probably come from out of the South Pole, from creatures living inside the Earth. And they're more advanced than we are, easily mistaken for superior beings, and some what we think of UFOs could be superior, more advanced beings that live in the center of the Earth that come out to the South Pole. And there was a guy named Richard E. Byrd, Byrd, Admiral for the Navy or something, that did a lot of exploring in the South Pole and around the World War II era, and wrote a lot of things down about his travels and things and experiences. And supposedly maybe Adolf Hitler might have known about the South Pole and wanted to set up a camp there, or a base there, or connection to the people inside the Earth, because he wanted power and blah blah blah. There's something to that. I think they call the crafts that the people in the center of the Earth ride in. They call them frigadiers or something. I don't know. I forget the exact word. And often they have swastika symbols on them and stuff like that. But I obviously I don't have credentials in a lot of in conspiracy talk or whatever, and plus anybody can believe anything, and I don't have physical proof of what I'm saying. It's just what I believe. And I just thought I'd share it with you guys. I haven't been live in a while, and I want to do another take of I Want You to Want Me acoustic version. Only one more though. I almost don't want to do another one, but I think I'll do another one. I think I can do better. And I want to, as far as music goes, I think I'm challenged by the idea that I might want to do a version of Third Stone from the Sun by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. I might want to do that, and I use the Moderator has basically finished another version of the Raderator he's going to give me soon, so I'll have another version of the Raderator, which is even better sound than I have now, even though the Raderator I have now sounds really good too. And I'm only being honest here about these thoughts I have about this hollow Earth, and the moon might be hollow too, and about Saturn and stuff. I'm not. you know, I'm not filtering much. I'm just telling you what I believe and think, and there's that. So anything else musically going on this? I'm doing my hair tonight slash this morning, however you look at it, and it takes 3 hours to dry, and so I'll be doing that, and I just got accepted into the Amazon influencer program, so I'm an influencer on Amazon now. So I might, I got set up there. I can get started. You know, I'm set up to get paid there and stuff like that. And I had posted a threat to me from what he calls himself again, Caretaker Grady 33, and then I posted proof that I took a walk last Tuesday, you know, whatever, Wednesday, 3 days ago, or if you call it Saturday, 4 days ago, but I deleted it. I'm really learning, like I don't want to be like my haters. I don't want to just hate my haters in return for hating me. I don't really want to do that. And now it's come to the point where if I keep responding to haters and letting all that, it feels like I'm hating them, and I don't want to do that. And in fact, I'm watching a show. I watch a show with called Scorpion, with Elias Cabal playing Walter O'Brien, fourth smartest guy in the world. IQ is 197. And it reminded me of as far as the IQ part, it reminded me of one of my my college nemesis, Eric Hendrickson, was actually my college nemesis. And very much like Walter as far as IQ goes, but mean to me and put me down and was hostile to me and kind of a nemesis to me. But I don't want to demonize Eric Hendrickson. I want to think of him more like Walter O'Brien on the show. You know, Eric Eric is one of the smartest people I've ever met, and I respect that, and I acknowledge that, and I call it like I see it. His IQ, he reported, is 180 plus, so 180 or higher. That's very high IQ. He was one of my freshman roommates, and I didn't graduate. I left after 3 years. I don't know. It was between Ho Dong Nam and Eric Hendrickson when I left, between which one of the two probably being the valedictorian in the class of 88, which I was, 1988. So Eric Hendrickson might have been valedictorian at Harvard College. They didn't really honor a valedictorian. They didn't say that when he graduated. They were like very cool and sophisticated, not to be worried about that. But there would be one person who was ranked 1 in the class, and it was between Ho Dong Nam and Eric Hendrickson. And a lot of my friends were saying, "Oh, go Ho!" You know, in other words, hope Ho wins. But you know, Eric, if you won, I congratulate you. If you were ranked number 1 at Harvard College class of 88, and I respect you, and I want to give it all good energy, you know, and like the kids that bullied me in school and all that, I want to let a lot of that crap go, and my dad hitting me and my mom slapping me, and is there anything else? You know, I'm happy and I'm healthy and I like myself and my life is cool, and I don't want to spoil that or embitter it with hate of anything, really. I want to just forgiveness and acceptance is the way I believe. So I just want to include that. And so I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.